Hi, my name is Maddie Childs with Music Mastery, and in this video I am going to be performing the first clarinet part of Brian Balmages' Colliding Visions. After I play through this piece, I am going to provide for you a tutorial on how to master this part so that you are ready for your next rehearsal. Here we go. 1, 2. Two, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ready. Two, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. I hope that this performance was helpful to you. Next, let's go through the piece phrase by phrase, and I will provide for you some tips and tricks to make sure that you know how to practice all of the elements in this piece. If you need more help with technique or something that wasn't covered in this video, make sure that you check out the fundamental videos in the lessons library. So let's get right into this. So the first thing I noticed when I look at this piece is that it says Andante lirico, which means a slow walking pace and a lyrical style. So you're going to want to play nice and smooth and legato, so smooth and flowing, and it'll be at a nice walking pace, nice, easy. And there are, in the first few bars, some leapy melodies, and even though it's kind of active here, we are the counter melody. So the flutes actually have the main melody, so because we don't have the main melody, we want to make sure we are playing the mezzo piano that is marked in our parts and staying underneath the flute parts. And so listening to the flutes will help you stay in the background a little bit. So in these leapy active parts, you want to make sure that our fingers are staying nice and close to our instrument. So don't have your fingers flying up in the air. We want them to be nice and close. It can be tricky from B to C, making sure that we are fully covering every single one of the tone holes. And from F to A, we don't want our finger to be up here. So make sure it's just nice and close. Just rein it in, nice and close. And after that, we kind of have a few of the same measures. We play the same thing 3 times in a row. And so to help with this, I think it's kind of helpful to breathe after every 4 bars. So after measure 4 and after measure 8, with helping of keeping track where you are in your part. Another thing to keep in mind is articulations. So we have some notes that are slurred. We have 2 eighth notes slurred in the first measure, and then we have another note slurred. And it's kind of like this for a few bars. And then we have the same notes over and over again. And even though we're playing the same notes, we want to make sure that you can hear each note being articulated. So the half note, and then the quarter note, and the quarter note, half note, so on and so forth. So make sure you're using your tongue and you're going dee, dee, such as this. So make sure that you can clearly hear a little bit of space between those notes, and that'll make it nice and clear when you're playing in the ensemble. And moving forward, we have one little measure here in measure 9 with divisi. So make sure that you ask your band director or whoever's teaching you what part in the divisi you should be playing, whether you're playing the G or the F. So you will only play one of the notes, either the G or the F for that measure. After that, we have a few more leapy things. Just make sure you're staying nice and legato. So make sure you're using your air and supporting your sound. And you can look at my fundamental warm-up exercise video to help with some breathing exercises and having a nice supported breathing. And then in measure 14, we kind of have a tricky thing here. We go from C down to low G. So here is especially a place where you need to be using all your air. You need to be using your lungs there. So instead of like shying away from it, you want to push more air to get down to that G and make sure it comes out nice and strong, such as this. Like that. Another thing within this first section is the dynamics. So we have mezzo piano up until measure 11. So make sure that once you hit the mezzo forte in 11, that you come out of the texture, you use a little bit more air and just sound a little bit louder. And then get quieter back in measure 15. Next, we go into the Allegro part. And this is a fast section. The rest of the piece, except for the very end, is going to be very fast and energetic. So you want to be nice and peppy, and you don't want to be too legato. You don't want to have too much slurring, and you want to have some space between your notes. So we have a lot of articulated notes, which means you're going to be tonguing every single one of the notes here. And so to help with this, you can do another warm-up exercise that's in my warm-up fundamental video, and that'll help you get better and more used to tonguing faster notes. So here, I would suggest from measure 23 and 34, that whole section, it can be really hard there, especially to keep track of how many measures you are playing the same thing over and over again. So I recommend writing numbers of how many measures you are playing at that. So I write 1, and then over measure 27, I write a 1, and then 28, I write 2, and then I keep doing that every measure so that I can really count every single bar that I am playing. And let's go on to the next section. 35 and through this whole last section, you got some accents. So you want to make sure you're using more air. You're at a forte dynamic, so you want to really push some air instead of sounding like a regular articulation. We want some force, so you got to go. So really just kind of use your air and push more air and really be energetic when you're playing this piece, because it's very exciting. So you have more of the same kind of stuff through the rest of the song, and then it goes back to Andante lirico at 67, and it'll say stagger breathing, which means you can kind of breathe wherever you need to breathe. You can breathe in the middle of the note, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you play the whole length of that part so that you're always holding a G until the end of the piece. And that's it. So I hope that this video really helped you learn your part for colliding visions. If you are enjoying these videos, make sure to encourage other members in your ensemble to join MusicMastery.band so that everyone in your section will have their parts mastered for every rehearsal. Remember, you get 3 requests per month as a member, and we are looking forward to helping you master your next piece of music. Thank you!